Yeah, from the great minds of NahmTalmBout. Talking about flag. It's off season around here, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. It's the first of a few drops where I'm talking about the different lanes of this flag thing of ours. Of course, the players, but also the media, brains, creators. Why they're here, the lane they in, is the camera shifting things. How style and merch became part of the culture. So yeah, we talking about what we talking about. Now I'm talking about. When you first got into flag, what pulled you into it? The competition, the people, or the culture around it?
To me personally, it is competition.
I personally think that competition is more important right now. I think we have a pretty stable community.
Just the love of football, wanting to still be able to play.
That's a good question, man. I would say initially when I first got into it, it was definitely a competition. Initially, like especially when I was a lot younger when I joined in, because I think I first started playing like when I was like 18, like fresh out of high school. Um, Definitely was a competition. I think like now since I've gotten older, I would definitely say like the people have definitely made a difference. I mean, there's been a couple opportunities, like even like Ben, for example. I don't know, Ben from like Huskies and stuff, like Sunday morning and stuff. He ended up helping me come back home a little bit early from the military for like internship work. So I think definitely like the people ended up being the difference maker. And then obviously it's people like you, like Tone, like Jay, even like young, like the older people who be playing who it's amazing, man, to see people who OGs who like into their 40s still being able to play. Like for me, like I think that's inspiring for sure.
When you first got into flag, what pulled you in? The competition, the people, or the culture around it?
So I played flag in the military. So that's only a season. So that's just a couple months. It was nothing like what this level of flag was. It was like I was playing because I worked in the hospital my first 6 years in the military. So I was playing with like people in the hospital. So we was really like the wackest, the weakest, the slowest, the most non-athletic people in in the military. But I played quarterback, so bro, I was the most athletic motherfucker in the army in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? So
So one of the main reasons I keep lacing them up every season, I still got a lot of gas in the tank to play. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit older, but I got a lot of experience still. Still trying to win something back up here in Virginia leagues. I won quite a bit down in South, but I ain't won much yet up here. So for the most part, that's why I keep lacing them up and still be out there with my guys. It's always good camaraderie to everybody. So that's another reason why I be out there for real, for real.
Is flag football more about proving something or belonging to something?
I would say flag football for me is more about belonging to something more than proving anything to anyone. I don't necessarily feel that I have anything to prove other than proving things to myself, which I do every day when I come to the gym, and then also proving things to like the young boys that I coach that, I can still go out here and run routes or whatever, whenever I need it. But as a part of being a part of something, I've been a part of sports my entire life, and flag football has given me an outlet to get out these competitive juices and still compete at a high level, but also giving me community at the same time.
Honestly, I feel like you could ask 100 people this question, and 50 of them would say it's proving something, and 50 of them would say it's belonging to something. It just really depends on the type of person that you're asking. Some of them want to feel like that they have to prove that they are the best of the best, and some of them don't really have much, and they go to their league ball or they go to a tournament, so on and so forth, and see people that they consider family. So in that case, that they would feel like they belong to something. For me, it personally is feeling like I belong to something because I personally enjoy the referees that I work with. I enjoy seeing everybody, and to me, I feel like it's more of a family than trying to prove that I'm the best of the best.
Like I said, as far as media and culture, the roles we play in this flag football thing of ours, what do you think your role is in this flag football ecosystem? And do you think people in your lane take that responsibility serious?
In my role, an
Yeah,
ecosystem.
do you feel like you even have a role in the flag football ecosystem? Let's start there.
you know, I believe I do have a role because I do feel like there are a couple people, and to me, that's all that matters. If I got three people that asking me for new designs, like when you dropping this, that's flattering enough that I feel like it's worth to keep going. It's worth it to keep going and keep dropping stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I mean, I feel like, man, we just touching the surface on what Hush Flamingo is. Like, I'm learning, going through vendors, going through different designs that I drop. Like, I'm learning what I like and what I don't like, or what I would do better. Or, I used to do this thing where I would give people merch and I forget to charge them. And it's like, cause I ain't in it for the money. I really want to see people wearing Hush Flamingo. Like, I really, it's the most flattering shit to see somebody, bruh. Y'all, this is how humble I am, bro. Like, however people may think of me, just funny, blah blah blah. Had bald head, now I got hair, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
In the ecosystem, it's a big ecosystem. I feel like, that's a deep question. I need prep for that one. I don't think I have a role, bro. I'm just a small fish in a big ocean.
Um, Great question. First things first, what is my role in this thing? Again, like the reason why I got into it as far as flag football is when I started playing flag football, I come from a media background already, and I took a liking to flag when I got into it, and I saw that there was a void of like an actual face or a person that was covering the game. I started out working with Oh Shit Media, and we were mainly like behind the scenes kind of guys, or they were like shooting a lot of highlights and clips that when I first got into flag, I was like, oh, I love this. But there was nobody like out front, like you didn't know who was actually behind the page, and I felt like that flag could be great. I felt like flag could get to where it is now, and that's why I kind of like jumped out in front of it a while ago. Um, since then, me and my producer and my little brother, we always, laugh about it. Since I started in flag football media in the DMV and the DMV only, there have been about 20 other podcasts that started after me. And there was like a few that started before me. We had Smoke Center, which is still going. Oh Shit, which is, I don't know where it's at right now. And we had Champ Circle and Tap In. All of those were here before me, and they're all still here now. But the ones that came after me, like there's been a bunch, and they have came and went. And I would say, a lot of times we set trends, and we kind of lay the groundwork, and people think that it's easy, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I felt like yourself, like you understand, like we do have a responsibility to push the sport forward. And like it's not a fad to me, and that's why I respect what you do, because I can see that this is not a fad for you. It's not something that you like, oh, this is cool right now, let me do it, and then a month later you're like, I don't want to do that no more. So yeah, I think we do have a responsibility to continue to push the sport forward.
But at the same time, like you're taking pictures, do you feel like you're telling a story?
Oh yeah, every picture has a story behind it. You can tell many emotions. Full play can be captured in one picture. Um, yeah, social media that grows. You take pictures, they post on social media, then they blow up off your pictures or videos and stuff like that. Clips go viral every day. So yeah, videographers and photographers definitely have a big role in the ecosystem. Okay, now I see what you're saying now. Yeah, we definitely play a big part in that.
Do you feel like people in your lane take that responsibility serious enough?
Yeah, yeah, they do, for sure. Everybody's starting to promote their own business. Everybody posts flyers like every day in order like the USA flag group chats and everything like that. So yeah, they definitely take it serious.
I think that my role is to um provide people with memory, like capturing memories for people, because sometimes you forget.
I think I do a good job of bringing more people into the game and also of helping new people in the game explore all the opportunities within it. I'm not a gatekeeper, I'm a gate opener. Um, and I think that some people in my role do a good job, but I do think that there are people who are, maybe more known in the flag world that could bring more new people in there or make it feel more inviting for new people to join,
Mhm.
but I can't say everyone does that. I think some people definitely gatekeep and or either they just don't think about, the next generation after them.
I think all photographers take this serious. I think that we do go out there to every tournament, every league play, every game, and we are trying to get the best pictures, the best content, the best whatever for somebody, for whatever customer, player, team, whoever books us out. I don't feel like I've ran into any photographers that don't take that serious. But
Talking about the moments, what matter the most? Is it big plays and tournaments, personalities, storylines, or behind the scenes stuff?
I would say personality, storylines, and behind the scenes stuff. I would say those three things right there is what's going to keep the sport going and just keep the sport hype for what it is. I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I got a lot of storylines. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that people think that they know that they don't know. Speaking of which, you got this guy right here, TD. He went crazy at Worlds last year. He was all of the above. Highlight plays after highlight plays. It was funny. I was actually on the plane on the way to Tampa, and somebody sent me a highlight play of him like bagging one of the USA corners.
Mm.
And I was like, damn, who is that? And I didn't know who he was. And then I got there and he was playing co-ed and he was just killing people. I was like, yo, who is that dude? And my man was like, yo, that's the dude I sent you the video of.
Mm.
And he like continued to do that until like Sunday. He ended up being in the championship game, did the same thing on CBS Sports.
Mm.
And I was like, yo, this dude need to get an invite to the USA national team. I didn't know that he already had the invite. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people thought that he got it from Worlds, but he been had it before then. But that's like one of the behind the scenes things that people don't know. They think, oh, he showed out in Worlds and he got an invite from Worlds. And it was like, nah, he did it before that.
Is your goal to inform, entertain, or influence, even if you don't say it out loud?
I would say I'm definitely probably now at the point where informing and influence is definitely like the biggest thing. Uh, I would say for a while, I've definitely been somebody who would lead by example. So I really wouldn't be that vocal. But I think now, since I started doing content and stuff in my own business as well, um, I'm definitely more on the informing side of things and influence for sure.
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. All of the above. It's funny. I get and I meant to post it. I gotta look on the on a radio website. But DC, like the fan radio station in DC, they hit me up all the time, and they'll like call me in the middle of the day because they're on the radio and they're having a discussion.
Mm.
And the last discussion that they had was about flag football versus NFL players. So I addressed that for one of the hosts on the show. And it was an informative kind of thing. I'm not like I don't intentionally try to do the controversy. I don't intentionally try to do it. So the operative word is intentionally. It happens though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It happens, and you know sometimes I know that I'm creeping into that controversy like role, and I understand it, and I'm like, all right, I don't intentionally want to go there. However, I'm already on this road and I know this is going to be entertaining.
Mm.
So sometimes I do things that I wouldn't normally do, but I'm just like, you know what? I know there's gonna be clickbait, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll with it. So yes, I try to inform and I try to entertain. And obviously, like this wasn't the where I'm at right now in the flag football media space wasn't the intention in the start. And so I definitely want to influence more people to do it because, like I'm not going to say I'm going to take a step back because a lot of great things have come and are still coming from this.
What does respect look like in this space, and how do you earn it?
I think being a genuine person having good character. I think that is, in every space that you're in. I feel like, of course it's going to be different for players, and I think their respect comes from how good they play, or if they're showing up and putting it all out there on the field when they're playing. But I think, as a human being, you earn respect when you give respect and when you are a genuine person. And I think that just goes anywhere.
How has attention, highlights, clips, interviews, and cameras change how people move in the scene, if at all?
Terrible.
Man, bro. It's the worst. It is the worst. It is the worst.
I hate it. Everybody does everything for the attention instead of just playing a game. I hate it. It's terrible. Everybody always playing for the highlights and the fame and all that good stuff instead of just sticking to football.
I actually stopped so I used to shoot all the time at every tournament, every field that I went to. And I have a steadfast rule for my team. If we don't win, we don't post highlights. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we didn't win, we not posting. You know what I'm saying? I just don't do it. But yeah, man, I used to go to the field, and as soon as I leave the field, my DMs blow up. My phone, hey Dale, can I get that highlight from when I did this? Can I get that highlight from when I did that? And I'm like, bro, I like 200 clips, and you want me to sift through all of this just to find your highlight, send it to you for free. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't shoot, my partner shoots, and she's super duper behind the scenes. So sometimes you don't even know that she's shooting, and until I post a highlight. And they're like, "Oh, where you get that from?" And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, people definitely move different especially when they see me. Man, it get crazy. So yeah, like I feel like the highlights and the way flag is moving right now, and people thinking that they better than they are, and people say things to you, and I'd be like, wow, bro,
Wow.
it's rough out here, man.
I don't know. I don't know if I've experienced that. You saying how has attention changed how people? I don't know if I experienced that really.
All right, what surprised you most the first time you brought a camera to a flag game?
The amount of people that want pictures.
How many people want pictures and how many people will ask you for pictures even if you're not there to take pictures for them?
You think that people want content. Okay, like coming into it, me not. Let me see. Let me think about that question. I really think it is the amount of people that actually want pictures that do not play. Because I mean, I guess maybe if you're on a team, you really don't know how much playing time you're gonna get usually. But it's like now my job is harder because now I gotta make the pictures look like you're doing something. So that is most surprising. But I know it's because people are, they play on a lot of pickup teams or, jump on teams and they don't know where they're gonna fit in, where they're gonna play. So then I feel bad. So then I'll be like, hey, let me know your next game or something, and I'll get some more pictures. But yeah, that is surprising.
What did you learn about flag football culture after you started shooting that you never noticed before?
About flag culture that I didn't really know. I feel like it's deeper than flag. It's like on the outside, people think just football, but like once you really dig deep into the flag culture, it really means a lot to certain people because it's escape, personal life, it's a stress reliever. You meet teammates, they become family members. Like some of my closest friends I met through flag, and
these 4th and 10s will not stop. Every Wednesday, we got y'all. NahmTalmBout. Yeah, do you see your brand more as merch or part of the culture, and why?
Oh, the Pretty Girls Play Flag is definitely part of the culture because it's aimed to elevate and promote the women's game. And to change the narrative that, to be a flag football player as a girl, you have to be rough, rumble, and tumble. Like you can't be dainty and still play, which is, not accurate. But then you have opulent athletics, which is more of the broader scale, which I make elevated flag football wear. I don't really do the plain Jane. It's more like, geared towards mainly like I would say like it starts out black culture. I wanted to make pieces that exemplify us as we are the main characters in it, from flags to my dry fits, they're always gonna have things that tie into our culture.
Damn, that's a tough one, man. And the only reason why I say that is because the rise of Hush Flamingo, I got my shit on now. And shout out to Charisma, my boy Ed shit, you know what I'm saying?
See it?
Uh I think Hush Flamingo just popped off so quick that I feel like to be the culture kind of I feel like you gotta be stamped a little bit as far as like you gotta have been doing this for a little while. I don't know that I've been doing this long enough to say like that I'm like the culture, but I do feel like I feel like Hush Flamingo is the culture. But like you go to any tournament or any local thing in the DMV right now, I feel like especially FXA or in the contact leagues like was it DMV FFL or UFFL, and I feel like you gonna see somebody rocking some Hush.
When you design something, are you thinking about the players, the fans, or the story you want told?
Story I want told.
Okay,
I
is
feel like
that
because
something?
we're all come from the same, from like even though we come from different backgrounds, we all have very cultural similarities that tie us together. Like as black people, we're not a monolith, but there are very much so ties that bind. And so I feel like my merch exemplifies that.
Everybody here helps tell the story in different ways. How do you think style fits into that narrative? I'm asking you because, like, you know what I mean, you're loud with it when you're out there as far as your fits go, you know what I mean? So
You're right. I mean, shoot. With me, it's an expression of self for real, for real. Expression of self. I like to be seen, so I'm gonna wear stuff so I could be seen. And even then, you still lose me on the field.
It shows where you're different. That's all. It shows where you're different. Like, everybody has their own unique style. Like it, love it, hate it, however you feel about it. Everyone has their own. And when you're able to see that, like, we don't want to be follow the leader. We don't want to be, trying to be like this person, trying to be like that person. It shows your individualism.
nice shirt. What makes you what makes you grab merch, whether that be a shirt, a hat, flags, or whatever?
I just like supporting people. I mean, if your shirt looks nice, I'm gonna buy it, but I also just like supporting people. Just how I want people to support me. I put flags out there and surprisingly people bought them.
Mainly, if you my peoples, I'm probably gonna support regardless.
Okay.
That's about it, for real, for real.
Okay. What if it's stranger danger? What catches your eye
Um,
besides it maybe being yellow?
Honestly, people think it's always got to be yellow, but my favorite color is blue. So if somebody got something blue, I'm most likely down to buy it.
Hey, we got shooting shirts though. DMO. Holler at Rich. Get at Chase. Reach out to Mel, T, Malik, Danny, Marcus down Richmond. Follow Dale on air. Media. NahmTalmBout. If you're not though. NahmTalmBout. Part of flag football rarely makes it to highlights, clips, or posts, but actually defines the culture.
Building your team and keeping them together. Like all the things that go into building a team. Like those that doesn't get the glory. You have to manage a bunch of adults. Yeah, so I mean, that's real. You have to manage a bunch of adults, personalities, you know what I'm saying? You have to sometimes tell your friends no that you don't need them on your team, even though, they want to join, that's your people's, but it's just like it may not fit with what you're trying to build. Not because of talent wise, but like people who really build teams understand it ain't just the talent, it's the personalities that blend.
What would you hate to see lost as flag football becomes more visible online?
The integrity of it. Um, I think that in this society right now, money is the root of everything. So taking the fun out of it, just because people want to buy into it because they want the visibility or they want the notoriety now because flag is so large. Like I enjoy flag even a lot of 2025, the end of the year, I was going to tournaments and not bringing my camera because I just wanted to enjoy being out there and watching the game and interacting with everybody. So I would hate to see that gone, like the family feeling that you get when you're out there.
All right, so for the culture to grow here at FXA, I believe once again competition. That's always going to help the culture grow. When people feel like every time they show up, they got to show out. You know what I'm saying? Also, maybe just adding some per se just gatherings, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just getting people in other social settings outside of flag football, setting up things like that. I think that'll definitely for sure help the culture grow in Northern Virginia, you know what I'm saying, with the FXA platform. So competition, other social settings outside of flag football for the participants who actually participate in flag football, for sure would be a massive change in helping the culture grow overall.
Looking ahead, what does the future of flag football look like if the media keeps growing the way it is now?
The one thing that I fear with the future of flag football and what media is doing right now is it became what it was because how grassroots it was and how focused it was on a specific audience, and now I don't want it to get too watered down. And I've been talking to some national coaches and some guys on some high levels, and there's we talk about nationally, right? Nationally, there's hundreds of thousands of flag football players nationally, right? There are about 50 to 60 players on the men's side that are capable of making the U.S. national team. And I'm gonna circle back to your question, but there's like 50 to 60 players that are capable of making the U.S. national team. On the women's side, you probably have 100, right? Um, because of the way media is portraying flag football in the U.S., people outside of our actual like flag world thinks that there's thousands of people that can make these teams, and there's not. There's a whole skill set to being on that level, and everybody doesn't have it. Talent is not going to just get you there. Flag football is a very technical sport if you don't know that already. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think flag, I can play flag. No, you can't. No, you can't. Like, there's a reason why there's 12 people on that team. There's a reason why they sift through every single player. There's a reason why you're on a recreational team and not a pro team. Every single player that is really good in flag that plays, they get picked up by a pro team. Like they don't miss. They don't miss. So yeah, I think that the media is making it whereas everybody think that they can do it and they can't.
All right, locally, what do you think we still don't do well when it comes to telling our flag football stories?
What we don't do well,
Yeah.
I would say just that we don't tell our flag football stories. We don't do it. Like outside of yourself and myself, like who else? There's nobody. We just don't do it. And a lot of people get preoccupied with the highlights. A lot of people get preoccupied with their own personal persona. And in the area and locally, we actually need to focus on the area, and we do need to tell these stories. And that's why I go out of my way to tell the stories of the people here that can make it to that next level. We have a plethora of people who can make it to the next level, and I feel like once they sit down with me, I allow them to do that. Marley Marquez, ex USA flag player. She probably is going to get invited back to trial. She's having a crazy year this year. Won She was in Arlington, Texas, a few months ago for their Worlds, the Arlington Worlds. People didn't know she was even living in the DMV. People didn't understand her backstory. It's on my page right now. People didn't understand her backstory. People didn't understand what she was going through. People didn't know that she was even playing eights. And the Lady Elite, one of their coaches, he started to get into five women's, and he called me one day and he was telling me about some new players that he had, and he wasn't familiar with Marley. And he had her playing blocking back and he had her playing receiver. And he was like, "Yeah, we got this one girl." And he was like, "I think her name was like Marley." And yeah, she gonna be all right. And I was like, "The quarterback for the USA team?" He was like, "I don't think so. I was like, bruh,
I'm
that's the
telling you.
quarterback for the USA team." He was like, "She played quarterback." I was like, "Yes." And now she is in that role. And but that's another story that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? And they shout out to Clocks Running. The Clocks Running folks was out in Arlington with her, and they went up to her during one of their games, like, "Hey Marley, are you in the DMV now?" She like, yes I am. So again, another backstory that people just don't know. And like I try to give people like that a voice to tell their story.
Everybody don't touch the ball, but everybody touch the culture. OGs, refs, coaches. So till we back with Sunday morning recaps come spring, we got more convos coming, including another 4 for 10 this and every Wednesday. So make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Now, time about. Clarify retirement for me. What does that actually mean? You just gonna play QB everywhere you go? You're not hanging
Just
a
pretty
cleats.
much. So retirement from the pro level, like all the top contenders, and that's what I mean. As far as flag football, you could play long as you want to. You know what I mean, so I'm pretty much just chilling, playing with my family. You know what I mean, everybody I'm cool with.
So I'd go rusher and then I'd go receiver for sure.
It's funny when you were saying that. I was thinking like bang bang play. It sounds good, but it's probably difficult as hell for you to rough. Like I'm
It's
thinking
it's
about the whole throwing thing. I'm thinking about the pitch, whether the flag comes out when the pitch before the pitch. I was like, yeah, it's probably a bit. And I guess like you said, it goes back to judgment because there's really no right or wrong.
For sure.
Judgment.
And it definitely goes back to judgment. There was a call, I've yet to see it. So I was on CBS Sports this weekend. They were doing a broadcast and it's to be streamed at a later date. I don't know the exact date. And this is a referee, very rarely will a referee tell you that he messed up. And I'm telling you now that I messed up.
As you see in the backdrop there, number 53, that's me. And I play left tackle, depending on the shit you talking, I'll play fucking DB on your ass, kicker, fifth string quarterback, a little bit of everything. When you're an athlete, you're built with this physique, you gotta show it, you gotta shock the world, man.
I'm hip. What sports you played growing up?
Oh man, shit. Baseball as a little boy, wrestled in middle school, football, lacrosse,
okay.
and one game of rec basketball. That was not for me. Basketball was not my sport.
Hold on, we'll say that again? It's too
These
early.
these type of
My
questions
brain
early in the
not working.
morning.
Okay, hold on. I'm listening.
All right. What's the name of your company?
TK Pixels.
Okay. Was that a name that was easy to fall upon, or did you go through a couple of them, or what?
I feel like I went through a couple of them because there's a couple people that call me TK before TK Pixels like arrived, and I was like, what about something with TK? And then I'm just like thinking, going down the list, and Pixels pops in my head, and I'm like, TK Pixels. I'm like, that's not a bad name.
Yeah.
So
All right. What feels better? Throwing a dot between defenders, catching a bomb from Danny, or hitting the cow route on some dude?
The Kai route. All right, tell Kai that is now called the Grace route. And we'll take a vote on that. Anyways, just kidding, Kai. Um, um, honestly,
No, I just asked you, but no, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, because I want the sideways joint, man.
Oh, this guy. He said, I want my
Yeah.
son.
I mean, could
Hold
that
on.
make it easier? That way I can zoom in on y'all and all
Like
this other
this?
stuff.
You want it like this?
That's possible, nigga. That's all y'all niggas gotta do. I hate everyone.
Me? Yeah, I ain't got no problem turning my phone sideways.
No, I didn't
Can
know it
make
was
it
that
the
easy,
issue.
nigga. Like that's crazy work, yeah.
Acting like